Hey guys, and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Today is finally the day of the long-awaited mid-chapter patch, including all of the huge balance changes, like the 40 perk balance changes and all of the killer base buffs, base kit borrowed time. So it's a pretty exciting patch, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what I think of it yet, but I'll give my final thoughts once we've played a bit more. I don't think I'll ever do a video talking about this fully because I don't think anyone will be that interested in seeing me ramble for like 20 minutes straight, but I'll give some quick thoughts now. To be honest, I've always been an advocate of just doing a big patch, just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I think it's better than making like small tentative changes over time. I think it's just better to just do a ton of stuff, big changes, and if anything is like broken or too much, they can always just change that at a later date. So on one hand, I am really happy that they just finally went at it and just did a bunch of changes at once, because they've been really kind of tentative in the past and not really making too many big changes at one time. On the other hand, I'm a little bit disappointed that a lot of the perks got changed off of the PTB. I don't know if it's necessarily that fair to rebalance stuff based on PTB gameplay, because it just really doesn't replicate what true DBD matchmaking experience is like. Particularly perks like Botany and Calm Spirit as well, I'm a little bit confused because they basically ended up as nerfed versions of their previous perk, even though they were intended to be buffed. To me, it doesn't really make sense that those perks basically ended up as worse perks. Like, I don't know why. There's also a couple nerfs which I think are a bit unnecessary, namely Decisive Strike really didn't need its stun duration reduced to 3 seconds. The perk was never that good. People just like to complain about it because it lasts for a long time, and sometimes the survivor gets a free escape if they get unhooked in endgame. But quite frankly, I'm going to be honest, you could avoid DS by just not tunneling. And if the survivor still has decisive when you run into them 50 seconds later, that survivor has been doing nothing for the past 50 seconds, which simultaneously is a good thing because that means you've been playing a 3v1 the entire time. So I'm a bit disappointed that DS got nerfed. I'm fine with it deactivating in the endgame, but the duration nerf really was unnecessary in my opinion. That being said, we did get a lot of good perk changes. I think there's some new perks which will definitely become meta, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. There is definitely mixed reception at the moment from a lot of players. I see tons of people say that Survivor is dead, solo queue is dead, and I do think that's probably a bit overdramatic. Personally, I used Dead Hard quite a lot before, and I understand why there's such a big reaction to it, because it was by far the most popular exhaustion perk and just perk in the game. And I do think that the looping meta was really affected by this perk existing. It kind of was almost defined by Dead Hard. The good news is I didn't use Dead Hard that much, and I still feel like I can loop fairly well without it. There are people who probably rely on it though, because you can make risky plays and not worry about the outcomes if you have Dead Hard. I think the thing is that you're just going to have to loop safer now. The thing is before is that you could like greed a pallet, and if the killer doesn't respect, you could get an extra loop out of it. What you're going to have to do now is check to see if killers are respecting pallets before you start greeting them. You're going to have to, avoid taking an extra window loop on Shack that you know that you can't make just because you have Dead Hard. Basically, you're going to have to drop pallets earlier. I think this is probably something that people will realise, and actually pre-dropping pallets is a pretty effective method of looping as well. And you'll see that if you pre-drop pallets, like early, maybe loop once and just drop the pallet, it works really, really well because there's enough pallets on the map that you can easily loop the killer for like 3 gens that way if they just continue to chase you. And even if you use every pallet on the map, it doesn't really matter at that point if there's only 2 gens left, because you've kind of won already. So I do think that the meta will eventually settle down, and I don't think solo queue is dead, but I mean, we'll find out once I've played. I'm also glad that they made a lot of base killer buffs as well, and changed all these perks the way they did, because it might mean we can actually get some meaningful survivor changes in the future to actually prevent things like tunneling and camping. The base BT is a nice start, but there is still currently nothing to prevent killers from camping. It's not nearly as popular a strategy as tunneling is, but still it's just not fun to play against, and I do think we need something to counteract it. There's really nothing, like there's not even a perk that you can bring to prevent camping either, except maybe camaraderie, which, I mean, let's be real, no one's going to bring that perk. So at the end of the day, I think it's a good patch. I'm excited to try it out. I haven't been able to play the past couple of days because it has been literally like 35 Celsius in my room and I have been dying, but I'm really excited to try this out. I will end this rant by saying, let's not jump to conclusions yet. The patch has been out for like a day. I don't think Survivor is dead, and the fact that Killer is a lot stronger now is a good thing. Killer is meant to be strong. And ultimately, the stronger Killer is and the easier the game is for Killer, the more chances that survivors can get more fun perks, more powerful perks, and better balancing in the future. So I would look forward to that. I think this is just kind of a stepping stone towards making DBD better as a whole, and I really, really hope for the next mid-chapter patch we get more perk buffs like this, or not maybe the next mid-chapter, but in soon mid-chapter patch we get another big perk overhaul, because there are a ton of still pretty useless perks in the game, and it'd be nice to see those get a buff too. Anyway, I've ranted now for probably like 10 minutes, but we're going to actually tell you about the build now. I'm really sorry this intro is long, but I felt like I would talk about it since the new patch is out. You can skip this if you wish. So I've got like 6 builds that I've lined up, and I'm just going to be trying these in video to video. They all involve at least one changed perk, and they're intending to create some new different types of builds that you can try in the solo queue meta as it is now. So first we have, I thought I'd try this out first, an anti-tunnel build. We've got 4 perks dedicated to preventing the killer from tunneling my teammates and also from tunneling me. So to prevent the killer from tunneling my teammates, we have Borrow Time, which recently got changed. So now when you unhook a survivor, they immediately get 5 seconds of endurance and move speed, regardless of whether you have BT or not. This is the base kit Borrow Time that the devs talked about. Borrow Time technically got buffed in this case then, because old Borrow Time used to give you 12 seconds of endurance, but the new Borrow Time makes the endurance and movement speed bonus from the base in Borrow Time last for 10 seconds longer, meaning that you can give a teammate effectively 15 seconds of endurance and movement speed, which is actually huge. I think it's going to be pretty hard for killers to tunnel if you have Borrow Time now. The problem is killers should be tunneling less because of base kit Borrowed Time anyway. This will really ensure your teammate can make a hasty retreat. A fun thing I realised as well, that you can combine this with the perk Guardian, which also gives survivors another 7% haste effect for 8 seconds after they've been unhooked. This means a survivor who you unhook can run away from the hook at 14% haste, which is basically faster than some killers and as fast as others. This means it's really hard for the killer to catch up. That person can definitely make it to another tile. Additionally, they won't leave scratch marks, pools of blood, so it's pretty easy for them to kind of slip away as well at this speed. If the killer's not directly following them, then that's pretty strong. And if the killer hits them, they zoom away really fast with that bonus haste and the bonus move speed from being hit, and they leave no trail. I think this might be a pretty cool combo, and maybe Guardian will actually be viable. DS. I'm running Decisive because it's still a good anti-tunnel perk, even though it has been kind of butchered. DS now only stuns the killer for 3 seconds, and also if you if the exit gates are powered, not opened, powered, then you lose your Decisive Strike. I believe also they added some actions that disabled the Decisive as well. I still think you can open chests, but I think you might not be able to. I think like there was some new actions that were considered conspicuous that Decisive didn't used to have before, but overall it's basically the same perk. This is still decent if you're being tunneled though, and it will most certainly work well with the other new perk that we have that's been buffed, which I think is actually going to be a very good perk off the record. So it did get nerfed off the PTB. It doesn't, its perks effects are disabled when the exit gates are powered once again. But this is the new DS, and I actually think there are so many reasons this is better than Decisive Strike. Off the record does all the things it used to do before. Your aura is hidden, your grunts of pain are completely silenced, which, by the way, that's pretty hype considering the Iron Will nerf. And now you gain the endurance status effect, all for 80 seconds. At first when I saw this buff I was like, okay, yeah, that's better than DS. You get endurance for 80 seconds. Endurance is arguably better than a 3-second stun after you've gone down. The killer can't like slug you to avoid it. They can't like wait it out because it's a minute and a half. And then I realized, wait, this is on every unhook. And then I was like, actually, this is way better than Decisive. This is like having Decisive Strike on every unhook, which would be obviously really strong. I think this is a fantastic perk. It's really the perfect anti-tunnel perk as well, because if the killer does chase you, you get that endurance effect. If the killer doesn't chase you, however, you can go and hide somewhere, heal yourself up, your aura won't be shown to the killer. The one concern I guess I have with this is that it's cancelled by a conspicuous action. It doesn't actually say that on the perk, which is a bit strange. But I don't really know how this works yet. I think if you like start healing yourself, you maybe just lose the endurance effect rather than the whole perks effect. But I guess we'll find that out in a minute. Anyway, it seems really, really strong, and this with Decisive means if the killer does tunnel me, they're going to have to hit me once with Off the Record, and then pick me up and get stunned with DS again, which means we should waste a ton of their time if they do decide to tunnel. Finally, I've brought a first aid kit with an anti-hemorrhagic syringe and a surgical suture. The idea here is that if I am being chased again and I'm injured, then I can pop the syringe and try and last for like 14 seconds-ish. And then get full healed, which will also make it a lot harder for the killer to chase me. Also, if we get hit with Off the Record, then picked up with Decisive, we actually lose the mending effect, so we can immediately pop that syringe and get a bit of a head start on that after we've escaped the killer's grasp with Decisive. Okay, that's pretty much it for today then. I'm really sorry this intro was so long. I can't believe this is even an intro anymore, but whatever. I wanted to ramble about the patch. So yeah, let's just get into a game and try out this build, try out the patch, and see how everything goes. So I'll see you in the games. Wow, that loaded in so fast. That was like a 3-second loading screen. Okay, here we go. So obviously our build here is meant to be saving other people mostly, but also saving ourselves in some cases. So we're going to try and go for unhooks where we can. These guys are running Prove Thyself, which is a good perk. I guess we'll try and draw the killer away, but that's not going to work because she's just going to hit them with a bird, so it's unfortunate, but we're going to start working on another gen. Gens now take 90 seconds, by the way, so a little bit longer. Okay, we're just about to have another gen done. David has gone down. I will probably start making my way over there, but we'll maybe psych her out a bit, run this way. And then go this way, avoid the birds. She's going to probably just go for me here, but we have a lot to offer as far as unhooking goes. Or at least we can just distract her a bit. We don't have the shack pallet, but okay, that was good. It's going to vault that. We have a pallet over here, so we are going to just make our way to this. Wow. Probably shouldn't have worked, but just going to head back to shack. Got rid of our crows. This is still a fine chase to be taking because we're wasting her time pretty badly here. Oh, I should have avoided that, but I thought for some reason she would angle it a bit. Oh, we're dead here. Okay, that was a pretty good chase, to be honest. I'm happy with that. Okay, David is going to unhook us. That's great news. Oh, I couldn't take the hit, goddammit. Oh, nice, he's a gamer though. Okay, so we have the endurance effect now for the next 80 seconds, and we also are making no scratch marks or grunts of pain or anything like that. I guess we'll let this guy heal. I shouldn't have cancelled my perks there, though. That was a mistake. But I think we got this, though, because she decided to do that bird. I'm not sure why she thought that would deter us, but... Okay, there we go. Right, so... door there. Actually, we want to go for that one first. Okay, well, I do want to definitely save this guy. I don't care too much if I go down. We want to take the long way around, I think. Otherwise we're not going to be able to make it there. I'm not sure if we got any doors being open though is the problem. I'm just going to probably go for this. I'm dead anyway though. I forgot we lose them both when the X gates are powered. It's my bad. Okay, game number 2. We didn't exactly get tunneled last game, so I didn't get to show off my build too much. And I'm not going to lie to you, I completely forgot that our perks were not going to work anymore. Oh, urban evasion, huh? I completely forgot our perks weren't going to work anymore because we had powered the exit gates. Is that the new Oni skin? And here is said Ruin, so let's cleanse this. I'm not sure why people are running Ruin at the moment, to be honest. I think there's a lot of better gen regression perks now since the nerf, but... That's good anyway, we got that out of the way pretty early. It's actually going to come to me now. No bamboozle. And hit the shack window. Oh, pallet is gone, okay. Get a stun there. Against Oni it's a good idea to try and... Oh boy, this is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I realised when I saw that gen was yellow, I was like, oh for God's sake, but at that point I was either run past that gen or run into the Oni, so I decided I'm just going to run past the gen instead. Good thing about Oni's power is that you don't really need pallets. You can loop him via just using obstacles in your favour. Like that. Oh, okay, he instantly used it, so I think that's actually good. We don't really have many people injured, so I'm not sure he's going to have much to replenish his power with either. And if he chose... Oh my god. There's just a random woman with head on right there. If he chose to tunnel me, because like maybe his game's in a rough spot, we do have all of the stops. And honestly, he may choose to do that, because there is one gen left. I might just never get off this hook to begin with, though, is the problem. Okay, she's a kindred gamer. Problem is now, I don't really want to die to get her off the hook. Okay, door is open. Base kit BT is OP. We just leave because Jonah can get hatch. Okie dokie, next game. Yeah, we still haven't used our perks yet, but that's okay. You know, perks are here as a preventative measure. I'd rather not use them if I can, but okay, Jesus. No comments on the urban evading Jake. I think we all know what I'm thinking on that one, but yikes. It's a hag, is it? Yeah, it's a hag. Well, hag is hag is hag. If it's a good hag, then I want to die. If it's a bad hag, then I guess that's okay. God, Meg. Uh-oh. Okay, I actually almost swangled her there, but not quite. Also, the Jake maybe, you know, had a premonition before this match and equipped Urban because he knew it was going to be a hag, so really I can't even blame him anymore. Meg? Okay, so the hag has knockout? Oh no, sorry. Fearmonger. My bad, I'm stupid. Okay, I kind of want to finish this, but Meg is going to be pretty close to being dead, so I do want to probably just head over there now. Especially because it's a hag, it's going to be... I don't know if she trapped, but might as well be careful. Now the problem is Meg going to crouch? Okay, oh she... Okay, she did have a trap. She has Rusty Shackle. Get stunned. Okay. I'm gonna pop my syringe. Perfect timing on that syringe, oh my god. That was a big risk from me, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in because I have this syringe about to pop. She probably thinks I'm hacking now, honestly, but... This Ash just supervising our gen, of course. Very helpful. Okay. Oh, she's an Adrenalin gamer. Nice. You love to see it. You don't see a lot of those these days. Okay. So, not sure where Hag has gone. Possibly given up on life. But nonetheless... Jesus, nearly like choked to death there. Nonetheless, let's go and open this door. Just console things. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. Sorry it was very long and not interesting. I kind of guess I wanted to do a bit of a my thoughts on the patch kind of situation, so that's what the intro was, which is why it was 12 minutes long-ish. That's literally longer than the average Dead by Daylight video, but anyway, I recorded a few games as well with the builds. It wasn't the most interesting build ever, so honestly it's fine that they're just kind of sidelined on this thing. Some funny things happened, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the patch. I mean, you know, I might as well incite the community here, my 14 subscriber community. If you have any of your own opinions about the patch, please do let me know in the comments below. And whilst you're at it, smash that like button in the face. No, I'm just kidding. That would be assault, so don't do that. But you can gently tap the like button on the cheek, lovingly, if you wish. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to try and record a bunch more today, get some more of these builds done, so hopefully the next videos you see from me will be more interesting. But for now, this is my thoughts on the patch, and some random games, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.